ordering finances for Exa Inc. Yes.
Okay.
During our Buddy Team Jorge Monday, July 31st meeting. So so I got the video broadcasting started. And let me put the recording up here. Recording. Oops, that's not correct. Again. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go into the finance doc. I'm going to open up exit. Actually, no, I'm going to open up the step 5, right? And let's just really quickly review the steps, which I think you have right here. So step 1 is getting the CSVs. Step 2 is uploading the CSVs. Step 3 is syncing the CSVs with the ledger. Step 4, or the account ledger, right? Step 4 is finding the missing gaps and filling in the categories and basically giving them colors for red, yellow, or orange if there's problems. And then step 5 is to actually contact the people and finding what the gaps are and filling in the gaps by actually getting the information. And then step 6 is basically, block just 2016, add up all the totals for travel, rent, other expenses, and then basically that's what goes into step 7, which is taxes. So we're getting progress here. We're towards the end of the line, which is great. So if we go to the project finance docs, we want to go into the finance task list, and this is where step 5 takes place. So basically this is step 5. And we have here Exa Inc. We know that Exceli is the person who's responsible for Exa Inc. And here is where you would write, like, I emailed Exceli with this information at this date and this time, right? So
okay.
We can assume that nobody did this yet because there's no information here that anyone did anything, which isn't surprising because a lot of things don't get done, right? So what I would do is I would go to email and I'd go to Exit Inc. email since I'm sending it to Exit. And I would, wait, should I send that email earlier? I think I did, let me make sure. Yes, I did. New email to Exceli. And I would say questions about 2016 finances. Just a question. Hi, Exceli. Quick question on 2016 finances, or to say a few quick questions on 26 finances. 1. And I think we should just be able to copy and paste.
Yeah, the date and the transfer.
Well, no, I'm just going to copy and paste the entire thing right here. Right? So,
okay.
What was this spent? I really have no idea. It is a lot of money. Question marks. And what is transfer wise? LTDT. I don't even know.
There's another one there.
I think there is another TransferWise, but I don't remember what it was or how much it was for.
It's there's a legal lawyer and legal lawyer as well, but one is 6,000, the other was 264.
These aren't TransferWise. So if we go ahead and open up, if we go to Exit Inc. and we open up that, we could potentially see if there's anything else from TransferWise. So this would be the this is the Wells Fargo checking account ledger. And it's not a main ledger. I don't know how we got to the point of people thinking these are main ledgers. I might have mistakenly said main ledger, but it's the main account. This is the main Exa checking account, not the main ledger. There's only a ledger. Right? So maybe it's like the main checking account. But the ledger is just the ledger. And that confuses people because they think, oh, there's the main ledger and then there's other ledgers. And I was like, no, there's just there's one ledger for every account.
Okay.
So then we're going to go to, I would say that we just like, do the line items. And we can see this line item starts with the letter T. So then I come down to the letter T. There we go. So there was something here, which is also red, but it's for, oh no, why is that not there? It's kind of frustrating. TransferWise for October 6th. So our finance task list is very incorrect. If it's missing this, see it says
Why is
red.
that?
Well, because everything that's red should be in the finance task list for 2016.
Okay.
So basically here, 2017, we're not worried about 2017. We're only worried about 2016. Everything that's yellow goes in the yellow section, right? This is 2017, so we're not worried about that. So this is November 3rd, 2016. And this is the 6th of October, right? So we would go into the finance. So this is what the end of step 4 is basically making sure that they're all in here, right? So we don't need this.
I can do that.
Well, it's not you can do that. We're either doing it now or you're either doing it now or I'm doing it. We're doing it. It's happening. It's not something that happens in the future. It's happened now. And then there's 825. Okay, so for some reason we missed that one. So someone needed to have verified it and they didn't, whatever. I just found it myself and verified it myself. So there's actually 3 red for 2016, right? So that's not too bad. I mean, there's only 3 red ones for 2016. Really cool, okay? So let's add this one as well. What was the following 2 transactions spent on? I have no idea. It's a lot of money, and it is the only 2 transactions to quote TransferWise Ltd. Okay.
But there's still another one. One for 7,000, one for 2,700, and 6,231. So there's 3.
3? What do you mean?
Yeah, you're showing him 2. Yeah, there's another one. That one, 2,000.
I know, but this is a different one. So this goes under 2. What were these 2 transactions spent on? Question mark. We are not too worried about the $274, but it went to the same person, so we have included it. Is it possible this was legal expenses? Okay. So that's
What did you separated them both? Because
this one goes to Bill Pay Ideal Counsel Online, and this one goes to TransferWise Ltd. See how they're different transactions? They're different, like they're most likely totally separate transactions with totally separate people involved.
Okay, and so that's line item. Yeah, different line items. Okay.
Yeah. So then the last thing is a little bit more. It's just a one-time thing that doesn't have to do with step 5. It's kind of more complicated. So lastly, what is the status of the funds that you spent within your own personal account? So basically, there are these other. If we go to Exit Inc., there's Excelli's personal expenditures. So if you go into the personal expenditures, it's over $20,000. It's like $24,000, right?
Oh.
And so these are all business expenditures from his personal account. And so the question simply is, did he basically use these and pay taxes already on them? So the question is, did you already pay taxes on these expenditures, or should I directly include them within Exa Inc. taxes for 2016? So here's the link to the doc. If he does say we need to include them,
cost, right?
Say what? Say again?
You sent the link for Axeli's personal costs, right?
Yeah. That's the link for, for this spreadsheet here. So if he does say if he does say, no, I have not paid taxes on this, we need to include them in the 2016 taxes, then we would come back and we would say, okay, we need to know what this is. We need to know what this is, right? And but because these expenditures are not within the corporate account, it's almost more of like a reimbursement, right? And we don't really have to account for them ourselves at this time, right? So it all depends on how he wants to relate them to the corporation and if he's already paid taxes on them, right? So we'll find that information out. And then overall, the Exa Inc. taxes are in good shape. They will be all finalized and completed within the week. So that is good news. And I put my name. If you're sending the email, you put your name, and you should want to CC me. So you'd always CC J at exa.io.
Okay. In case we're going to send these emails, it will be from America's account, and it will be signed by Nelly or myself.
Yeah, you sign it by your Nelly yourself, whatever, and just CC me. So you can do J at Jay's Life or Uninet Global or whatever at gmail.com. So just make sure that it's CC'd. And you can put whatever sort of bottom thing you want to do, like our uninet.info or whatever. I usually put the index, equity.net. All right, so I think that's pretty much straightforward. I mean, we have these two transactions. I mean, it's 4 transactions, but it's really just 2 transactions as far as like taxes are concerned because they go to the same place.
Okay.
Cool. And then we asked this other random question about, what's going on with these personal expenses? Do we need to include them in taxes? If not, let us know. So that's pretty much that. And then I send that off. It's good to note here, right? If we go back to here, we say, I think I should just put this at the top, note, only send, like 2 to 3 transactions per email, right? So we just don't want to overwhelm people, especially Exceli, who's like the super boss, right? So it's like here we have these 4 transactions, but then there's at least like 10 more, not to mention all the ones on the personal account and all the other ones we might have questions about, right? So the idea is we prioritize them. We want to make sure we get the most important, urgent information first, whereas, let's see what Thomas says here. No, that's not what I'm saying. We just need to understand in more detail what your plans are. As said, it is the idea that the token holders will decide. We have already discussed different possibilities in Scribe, but not in place so far. I think it's possible to do limitations, but no, we would not want token holders to have direct elections, more like the core team and actively involved individuals who do not need to be on the council. All right, so it's good to just get those emails done quickly, right?
Yes.
So we understand why we're only doing these 4 transactions, even though there's literally like 20 transactions that we have questions about, right? And so, like, for example,
because
this one,
we prioritize,
yeah. So this one right here, we basically know it's a loan rent. I mean, we have questions about it, but we don't even really need to access Excel. This one, we pretty much can assume it's travel. So, and it's only like $300, so we're not too worried about that. You know, this one's, you know, most likely lawyer, but we're including that anyways. This is a draw, Arrow Surf Shop, so that shouldn't be a problem. Professional legal services, you know, so, and this one's probably travel, right? So, you know, we don't really have an issue about most of these. It's just like we have questions about them, but it's like it doesn't affect the taxes in a way that we won't be able to complete the taxes if we got audited, right? So if we got audited, you know, these other things are minor, right? This is like, oh my goodness, what is this? This is a major problem that if we got audited, it could cause problems, right? So that's why we're going to just ask these questions first. And then after we get these, because I might need to send him like an email. If he doesn't respond for 3 days, then we need to send him another email. Then we need to send him Slack message. And then we keep bugging him and bugging him and bugging him until he gets us a response to these questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, these are more important because they're transfer-wise limited economics, so they were big transfers to another company or something like that we need to know, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I would just go ahead and just copy this entire email. So I'm going to send that email, and then I would just copy the entire email and basically replace the section with the email, and then it's really clear what happened, right? It's like, okay, we just sent this email. Whoops, that's too bad. It doesn't copy correctly. All right, so we sent email to Exceli, Jay Jorge. So this is good, and then let's just copy and paste the parts that we have here.
Add the hour and the date, just in case.
Great. And then this one here goes up here. Okay, so there. So now everything is clear and transparent. Anyone who comes here will know exactly what's happening because they'll see that we sent the email. I would just go ahead and make this really bright so we know, they know, don't send this to Exceli. We sent it to him already.
Okay.
Right? Cool. And that's it. I mean, that's step 5. So step 5 is really not too bad. So now we'll get back from Exceli about that information, the transactions, and what's going on with the other spreadsheet, right? And then we'll be able to complete the taxes with that information. You really don't need much more than that to complete the taxes. It certainly would be helpful to have more information, but you know, we don't even have anything else orange, right? So the next section would be the orange section, but we don't even have anything in the orange section. So yeah, so it was just either red or yellow. That's weird. What is the CSV priorities? Oh, I see. Transactions. All right. Oh, and these are done, right? So this is where you would find the CSVs, right? When we were talking about the CSVs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the CSVs, Exit Inc., Innovate United, these all got done. This one, you know, need to triple check where the link is, right? So this is where you would find the list of CSVs that need to be updated. All right, so any other questions on step 5?
No, step 5 is clear. We also need to be like really sure about what we're sending because we need to check and divide the priority. Yep, but it's okay.
Yeah, just try to focus on, you know, on the red. You know, if it's not red, then focus on the orange after we get all the red ones done.
But are these red already done? Like we need to just check and do that because I can see that the steps for the other 2 accounts are not done.
What other accounts?
IUS and LLC.
For Innovate United LLC?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so let's just go. So, but these are done. So we're good. Let's do one at a time, one thing at a time with finances. If you try to just combine things, you're gonna get a mess. So, are we totally done with this, with the step 5 and Eggs Inc?
Yep, we only have to verify the yellow ones, but you say that they're not as important as the red ones.
Yeah, they're just not as important as the red ones, and we don't want to confuse Exceli, right? He's super busy with like 100 other things, like a whole 24. He's not going to give us the right answers, right? We want him to focus on these and get us the right answers for these, and then we'll get the other ones later.
Okay, yeah, not a problem.
All right, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, so the next, so these are the priorities. The next priority is going to be Exit and Innovate United, right? So
okay,
Innovate United. What?
Let me just open that one. I'm doing it at the same time. Okay. With you.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff here. This is mainly done by Zilu. He clearly shows that these are the CSVs and these are the ledgers, and there's a difference between the ledgers and the CSVs. That's fine. We also here have, these are the internal accounts for Innovate United. Innovate United is an umbrella organization, right? And then VZ Enterprise is one of the businesses. It was the main active business in 2016. So we don't really need to worry about too much more than VZ Enterprise. Although in 2017, we have additional businesses that we aren't going to have to worry about, okay? So basically, the bottom line here is that Zilu actually went to the step of actually creating an umbrella ledger. And see where you call it main ledger? There's no such thing as a main ledger. I don't know where people get this idea. It's an umbrella ledger. Okay, so the key thing is that here it tells you what account. I like to actually write things out. Account name. Yeah, so this would be Innovate United. This actually would be main checking, right? So you have a main checking account. That's where main comes in. It has nothing to do with the ledger. Right, but we're just going to leave it the same for now. Then you have the Innovate United Savings. This is VZ Enterprise Savings. And you have VZ Enterprise Checking. Okay, so even though that these are basically 4 different accounts with 4 different systems in them and what's going on with them, and in addition to that, they're actually technically 2 separate businesses. Because they're under the same umbrella, we actually, the taxes are all the same. And this is where umbrella organizing is amazing, because we only have to do one single form of taxes for as many as like 100 businesses, right?
Okay.
And that's what we offer and why it's awesome. Okay, so if anyone wants to start a business, we'll basically take on their taxes for them. They don't have to worry about it. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do here is we freeze the top row, right? So freeze row 1. And this allows us to separate the date column and the names, the deposits, expenditures, balances, all this stuff. It becomes separate. Okay. So the balance.
Okay, wait. This is IU umbrella ledger. What's the name for that on the Innovative United LLC? Because it's finance spreadsheet.
So project finance, right here I'm on the project finance doc, right?
Yeah.
And then I come down, and this needs, by the way, it needs to link. We still need to get all our stuff organized for our projects. So this needs to link the FQN, umbrella, finance, and accounting. I think it's accounting and finance. Umbrella, accounting, and finance doc. Okay, so that still needs to be linked, which is very important. Okay, so from here you have the finance task list, all that stuff, and then you come over to the priorities. Here are the priorities. We did Exit Inc., and then you have Innovate United LLC.
Yes, I'm
So
on
this
it.
is the Innovate United LLC finance doc. So I come over here to Innovate United LLC finance doc, which again, this is going to be my responsibility. And the first
Is there
part
a
is
difference
the
from umbrella
umbrella
main ledger?
ledger. The umbrella ledger for Innovate United LLC. And this is the combined ledger of
Got
all
it.
the sub-ledgers.
Got it.
Yes.
And it's not main ledger, no?
There's no such thing as a main ledger. It's just the umbrella ledger.
Okay.
We can get rid of that. Okay. So as far as I know, there might be one thing missing, which is the PayPal. And see how is it yellow here? So we might go through the PayPal one real quick. So we have Innovate United Checking, Innovate United Savings, VZ Enterprise Savings, VZ Enterprise Checking, and that's it, okay? So the easiest way to deal with PayPal, because we're gonna want that in the umbrella ledger as well, and then we can just do this all at once. And let's make sure, so all these categories are filled out. That looks really good, lots of categories, excellent, okay? Cool, all right.
Correct.
So then what we do is, go to the PayPal ledger. And see how the PayPal ledger is totally different? It's formatted differently.
Yeah.
We're gonna wanna change the format of the PayPal ledger. Typically, the way that you do this is like, I don't know what all this is. I'm not gonna worry about it. But typically, I would just duplicate everything. So whenever you're changing things around and making it different, it's like, just duplicate it, and then you don't have to worry about it. So this is the new format that we're gonna be using. Okay.
Okay.
So the date is the same, right? This is going to be the new account name. So for the account name, you know what the account name is. What do you think the account name is?
It's okay. Would be checking or PayPal? PayPal.
PayPal. Okay, and so it's the same for the entire thing. So even though on the umbrella ledger, we're going to have a bunch of different accounts, on this particular ledger, it's the same account for the entire ledger, right? So here we have the time and the time zone. I mean, it basically just doesn't look like we need this information. Deposit, income, withdrawal, expenditure. This is the name of what was sent on. This is what the payment was spent on. This is the status. So the status is really not applicable. So this can go over
What
here.
about the status which says pending? There's some pending, completed.
I don't know why it says pending, and I'm not going to worry about it though.
Okay.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, the best thing to do with this stuff is just to keep everything, right? So this and this, right? We would basically usually just copy and paste. We just copy and paste it and bring it over here to the end. I mean, this is a lot of information though, right? But we can just throw it over here. I mean, it's a lot of information. It's kind of silly, but here's the balance, right? So the balance is actually helpful. So if we come over here and we know we want the balance over here, right? Oh wait, I already messed it up. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here, Innovate United. I'm gonna copy this again. I'm gonna paste it up here again. Okay, so this is the correct places that everything's in, right? So this is where we want the balance to be.
So should be the same for every single one of them. Like date, account name, deposit, withdrawal, balance, category, and line item.
Yeah, you know what the easiest way to actually do this, because the PayPal one is so confusing, it's actually going to be the easiest thing to do is actually going to be to just insert. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and insert 5 new columns, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I just delete this. I come back over here. Here's my correct columns, and there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? There's 7 total.
Okay, yeah.
So then I just have to copy and paste. So the next one we want is deposit income, withdrawal expenditure, right? So we come over here, we can say this is what's been taken out. This is the fee. Oh, the fee is really, really bummer. And this is the net.
So it should be like, yeah.
So technically speaking, these fees are separate. They actually don't separate them as separate ones, but they're not a lot of them.
But do we have to add them out?
Look at that fee. That's a big fee. What was that? What was that? Oh, I paid. Oh, see, this is as the currency. This is the currency here. Wow, that's amazing.
Philippine peso.
Yeah, Philippine peso. Okay, so the PayPal is a little bit more complicated. Plus, we're going to need to have the currency in here. So income, deposit, balance. You know, we're going to have a currency value. And you've already experienced like you've seen the multi-currency, multi-org. So we're going to add currency on this.
Right.
Obviously, it's pretty simple for everything that's already here. It's US dollar. Right? But we do multi-currency, multi-account, multi-organizational on our umbrella ledgers. So and having multi-currency is not a big deal at all. It's like whatever. We do it all the time. So, oops. Okay. Anyway, so we know this is all US dollars. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in as US dollar really fast.
Or copy the same column because it's already on different currencies.
Yeah, so that's all the same currencies. So now currency is going to be the third row. Just look at that. One, transfer-wise, the money transfer company very good and cheap. These must be payments for the Australian ThoughtWorks. They were developing us for a project. Australian ThoughtWorks. These are for Jason Merck. Must be Exit Inc. Delaware Corporation and Accountable Network. Smaller and some registration payments. No, I have not paid any taxes on them, though I don't quite understand the question. Should we keep them separate or include as cost? Let's do what's best for Exa. We could think about them as a loan converting into tokens like the convertible notes. Excelli. Okay, so now we're getting a response. This is a little bit more detailed. This is probably where I would come in once we get a response. But for number one, the first question is like, what is ThoughtWorks? Are they professional services, media, advertising, development, or software development, right? Right. So basically, we want to know what category we should put them in. And then two, okay, great. Thanks for confirming legal expenses. And three, it is fine to simply include them as part of the
expenditures
and taxes, and therefore you simply don't need, you simply can't ignore them within your own personal finances, even though they are in your. All right, so now we have that confirmed that we would just include them, and then from there we would send him the red, right? So we'd send him another email of red. What are the expenses within your personal account? And there, I think there's like 3 of them, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay.
Okay. But we don't have to update the note that we made on the finance test because he hasn't responded like completely. We're waiting for confirmation, right?
Sorry, say it one more time.
We don't have to update the finance test list because we are still waiting for confirmation. At least for the first one and the second one.
Yeah, we definitely can update it. So we would go into Exit Inc. And we would go to the expenditure spreadsheet. And we would go to, I mean, it technically makes sense to open the actual finance task list.
Finance task? Yeah.
Yeah, because the finance task list just helps us get there really quick, so we don't have to worry about what the hell we're looking for. So this is a 11.3 and 10.6. And then we have 8.25, 11.8. So if I come in here, I go all the way down to 2016. That's 2017. All right, 2016. So this one's the transfer-wise. So this one is going to be, services. We need to figure out what the services were spent on. But now we know what more or less what they were spent on. So we make it yellow, right?
Okay.
And then this one, transfer-wise, is the same thing, right? It's this weird, like somehow some service company from Australia. Maybe it's even payroll from Australia, right? Services, payroll, Australia, right?
Yes.
So we'll have to see what the actual money is for. And then this one is going to be legal lawyer, so we know that's correct right there. And then this is also legal lawyer. Wait, what is it? What's the other one? That's legal lawyer. This one. Yeah, and technically legal lawyer is like legal and professional services. Sometimes they just do professional services. What is legal lawyer for now?
For legal services.
Yeah. But we'll fix it later in terms of making it all. We want it all to be the same. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, when you hear back from me, you can just update it. And again, we're just focused on 2016. Right. So now 2016 is basically all yellow.
That's
right here. So he says software development.
So we could say that is 95%. Okay, software development.
So that would basically be payroll, right? We would basically say, okay, this is a payment for services. It's payroll. It's basically wages, right? It's workers, and we're paying a company to do this work for us. So this would this would be what we call outsourced payroll or professional services or whatever. Okay, so so that's done, and then we can basically take this off of that. Boom. Okay.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so now.
Should we go on the spreadsheet?
Well, so now what we know for sure is that the additional personal expenditures, these ones need to be verified. Okay, so we're going to want to verify all these, and it's just like this red one here. So it says team boarding costs. I mean, we can basically assume this is like either rent or a loan or something. This one's also looks like some sort of potential housing or whatever, but we just need to double check that. That's it. So there's just two.
Accommodation.
Yeah, so there's just two. Serpentine, food. I mean, I don't know. I would say this might be like orange, because it's like $500 for me is a lot of money. But and then this one, Caltrain, we just need to add this up. It's 6 times 1150 plus 1550, 2 times 575, 2 times 775. So that needs to be added up. And then we don't have dates, so we basically need to make up.
Do you want the total for that?
Yeah, we need a total for that, of course.
Okay.
So anyway, so this is all pretty close to getting done. We just need to get that all finalized. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So we're making a lot of progress on Exit Inc. It makes me very, very happy. But we're not going to send that to Exceli right now because he just did, a bunch of them and he double checked it for us. So now we're not going to send it. Maybe tomorrow would be the earliest that we'd send him more. Okay.
All right.
All right. Unless we were like really pressed for time, like we have a week, so we're going to be okay. All right. So
we were on PayPal account.
So now we're doing PayPal. I think it would make a lot of sense for us to do a video indexing of PayPal.
Say 5. Yes.
Then we'll do PayPal Ledger. Do you know what time we're at? Let's look here. It says we are at minute 40.
I can check. Don't worry.
Okay. So do you have any? Oh, we also need to get the actual shared here. Okay. So do you have any? You're okay on time for like a little bit longer for this PayPal stuff?
Well, yeah, kind of. Let me just check because I need to check. I was staying here because otherwise I usually take the public transportation, but right now I can take Uber. It will be faster.
Yeah, I mean, if you need to get going right now, it's okay. Otherwise, we can just do this PayPal one real quick and then be done.
I can stay for like 10 more minutes if there's no problem.
All right, so anyway, so let's just go through this. We have the date done, account name done, currency. We come over here to currency, we copy, and we go here and paste. Done. Deposit, income, withdrawal, expenditures. So, you know, we'll get back to that. The balance is over here, so we come over here to balance, copy, and done. Oops, this is balance. Category. So unfortunately here we have a couple categories. There's type, name. I think name is the closest thing to category. Item title. That's probably another pretty good thing. Reference ID, recipient ID. So I know sometimes there's like a little thing you can put like information in, but I don't see that. So I'm just gonna go for item title because I don't know the other ones here.
I set the finance and tax steps 5 and 4 at minute 2 because we started as soon as we started the recording, right?
I just said minute 4. Oh, minute 2. Yeah, we started right at the beginning. Yeah, don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna put the category just like this. I mean, I don't know. It's not really the best category. We usually have to fill in the category, right? The line. Yeah. Oh, actually, line category there, and then maybe line item. This could be line item since we have 2 options.
Could be the same, right?
Well, no, since we have item title, we can just put them in as separate. So we have line item, but remember, we're going to go through and improve upon them. Line item. So anyways, we'll get better at that. Okay, so then the problem here is the fees, right? So right here, like this is a fee, and it's unfortunate because it just doesn't count it as a fee. So basically, this would be all expenses, right? So we come over here and we'd say these are all withdrawals, expenditures, right? So withdrawals, expenditures.
Or we can add like another column that say would be total expenditures, like adding the withdrawal expenditures and the
that's the balance. Fee. That's the balance.
Okay.
But what we want, but the fees are what actually cost us money. So for us, this would actually be an expenditure, right? The actual fee would be an expenditure. So that's how we would actually categorize this, and then we would say the category here was a fee, like that. And then everything else is pretty much the same. Like it's still the scale change and everything. It's just like a fee instead of, and this is all the same date, everything's the same. It was a fee. Does that sort of make sense? And then this one would go over here as well. I mean, that's where it's cost. Oh, and this we need to actually
makes sense.
have the fees here. So that's actually a reasonable, substantial amount of work. You know, I might not have time for that right at the moment, but the point is that it's pretty simple. You would just come in, you would take each fee, and you would bring it over here into.
We change it as a line, not as a item on a column, right?
It's a new column. I mean, it's a new line item, right? So it's a new row.
Yeah.
Right? Because these are fees that are actually charged to us, right? So we need to make sure that we are addressing them. There's not like a huge number of them. Let's see how many that we have. Right? So, but if we want to track our fees, right? That's the only way to do it is to add in the fees, right? This is fee for finance. So it's basically PayPal taking money from us. So we want to make sure, and then we can put that under bank fees, right?
Yeah, the total will be 780.
Oh, but you're right. You're right. It is like, see, this is 485. This is 500. So this is the actual fee over here. It's negative 14, right there. Not this one. So I put that in the wrong place. So it's actually column Q in this case. Over here. This is, so it's 242.45. This is the income, and then this is the fee. So we didn't actually make $250. We made 242.45 minus.
It's already added.
Yeah.
So we should leave it like just like that, right?
Well, no, we have to add in. We add in this column right here, and then we have the fact that there was a $6.10 fee, and we brought in $931, and this was basically the fee right here. Fee. And it was the same day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's a lot of zeros here that we don't have to worry about, but it looks like there's about 10 or 15 more. So I don't know if you want to help do this really quick. There's not very many. There's only like 7 or 8, and then I can show you how to copy the entire thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the fee here, and then over here, copy and paste. And if we're doing Bitcoin, we're really used to fees because we do Bitcoin fees all the time. So this one is 71, 79, and fee.
Where's the fee for this one? Market.
So this one is 142. Fee.
5.
This one's kind of odd where they have a double fee here because it was reversed. So I would say that this was just a reverse transaction, but it's still really confusing.
Well, it didn't go through?
Yeah, see how this transaction was reversed? So I just wouldn't worry about it. I would just say, okay, this is a reverse transaction. We don't need to worry about it. But this is the actual transaction down here. So this fee we do worry about. So this would be a fee.
$67.
Are you doing the 67 one? Sweet.
Here.
All right, just like 2 more left, almost done.
Yeah, I'm doing that one. Fee. Did I make it right? No. 142. No.
Okay, I think that's it. I think it's done.
Wait, 67. 67. I'm doing this one. I'm gonna put that one there.
Which one are you doing? You're still on the
I'm
67 one?
gonna paste this one there.
Are you still on the 67 one?
Yeah, I was just checking where is it. Yeah.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire column Q and I'm copying column Q into withdrawals and expenditures, right?
Oh, you already pasted there. Okay.
Yeah, so it's all there. And then what happens here is that the easiest way to do this. So now I can actually basically delete this, right? We have all of these.
Yeah, the rest of the information.
Yeah, all of these are correct. All the categories and the line items, all perfect. So then all of this we can save by just copy and pasting it above. So I copy all of this, copy, and I'm just going to paste it above right here so that it's saved. And then I'm going to delete this entire row, and then we have all the information there. So then I take the withdrawals and expenditures. The fastest way to deal with like the positive versus negative numbers is just to organize them. So all of these are positive numbers, right? You go all the way down, and then you get to the point, okay, now these are now negative numbers. So everything below here was an expenditure, where everything above here was a deposit, right? So I would just like cut that, and I would paste it over here. And the reason why we do them as separate columns is because it's just way easier to see it. Typically, we also even create a third column for transfers, because transfers are so much different from income or expenditures, but that's just basically the easiest way to get that started, right? So then the last thing to do here would be to organize and sort by date. And then it's all done. Okay? That make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So now...
Yeah, because we need only 2016 for this one, right?
No, we're going to do everything. We're taking the whole thing. So now we come through the entire thing. So now this is an updated ledger. This is the updated, the PayPal ledger is totally updated. We would want to update the verification spreadsheet for this ledger, but we're not going to worry about that right this second because you got to get going. But we can easily add it to the umbrella ledger. What?
This is the PayPal one, right? We are still missing, and that's what we need to do as well. The wait, PayPal checking 3, saving 6, and checking ledger for Wells Fargo, the first one.
So the PayPal is done. We got it all figured out. So now I'm just copying and pasting it into the umbrella ledger for Innovate United.
Okay. Okay.
So then I just come in here, I paste it, and now since it's in the correct format, it'll actually paste correctly.
But the fee column would be different because they don't have the fee and the currency. Oh yeah, they have the currency.
That's all perfect. We already added the currency. So we have date, account name, currency, deposit, withdrawal, balance, category, line item. And then there's all this additional information that aren't on all the other ones, but we just left it in there just because, in case we want to look, okay?
Okay.
So now the last thing that we do is we would go ahead and take this and we would sort by date.
Right.
And then it's all sorted, right? So the main thing with PayPal that was missing was the actual categories, but whatever. Yeah, I guess Zila just didn't know how to do it because it wasn't in there. So now that we have the category component, we can fill in the gaps. Yeah,
okay, great. So the ones that we need to update would be the rest of them. Wells Fargo checking, Wells Fargo savings 6, Wells Fargo savings, and checking 1, checking 3, IU, CSV, right? Oh no, that's a CSV. But am I right or not?
This is it. This is everything. It's done. I'm not sure. We're not talking about CSVs right now.
No, I thought that since there's a chart here, there's a chart on the Innovate United LLC. I thought that the ledgers, right? This is like I thought that we were doing PayPal first. So you mean that all of them are already done?
I know, yeah. Oh, they're all already done. Yeah, of course.
What
Yeah.
about Innovate
Innovate.
United Checking, the last one on the chart?
The last one was PayPal that we added. So there's 5 accounts.
But there's
so
the last one. Are you
there's
checking?
5 accounts. There's Wells Fargo, Visa Enterprise Checking, Visa Enterprise Savings. There's the main Wells Fargo Savings, the main Wells Fargo Checking, and then there's the PayPal. So there's 5 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now they're all on the umbrella ledger.
Okay. I thought that the last one was not on the ledger.
No, it's there. So this would be Innovate United Checking, right there.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. Okay.
So now you have everything here that we could possibly want for 2016, and now it's just a matter of going in and basically making sure like these are blank, right? So that's a problem.
So those are the ones we need to verify, even though they're not big amounts of money, right?
Yeah. So this is anything that we're not sure about gets yellow, and it only is orange or red if it's like a lot of money and we don't know what's going on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So so this one says Emancipation Media, right? We know this is utilities, right? Because it's we know what it is, right? So anyways, these are question marks. We're gonna need to review those. These are
there are some from 2017 which are like $3,000, $4,000. So those we're not doing it right now, correct?
$3,000, $4,000. I'm not sure what you're saying. So
at the beginning, but that's for the year 2017. It's the current year, not last year.
We're only doing 2016.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
And it's not $3,000. It was 3,000 pesos. So see this one here where it's like 2 transactions for $450 at the same day.
Yeah.
That's a question mark, right? It's like what's going on with that, right?
All right. And who's in charge of this account?
What do you mean in charge?
Like for Exa, we were supposed to ask Exceli, right?
Me.
But
Innovate United PayPal, that's me. But again, see how they're different times?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, maybe this was a double transact. I don't know. We just need to double check what it was for, right? So we're gonna need to figure that out. It's just odd that it's the same amount of money twice. So,
and then there's also a finance task list for this one, right?
Well, no, it's the same finance. There's only one finance task list for there's like, remember, there's going to be like 100 ledgers, right? And then there's only one finance task list.
Okay.
So the finance task list will have all of the most important essential things for every single part. I mean, this one we can practically delete because we finished all this stuff. So eventually we'll just delete that. We won't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this all needs to be gone through. Still, there's still some utilities here. Office supplies. Anything that's a question mark needs to be yellow so that we don't forget about it. But anyways, we're making a lot of progress. This is great. Very exciting. Very cool. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think I needed this because we were kind of lost at the beginning because we had like spreadsheets, but we didn't know what we were supposed to update. And we checked the yellows and the reds, but we say, okay, we have to check this with the CSV, and the video was not quite clear. So this is what I was talking about. Now, I'm for sure I can explain this to Nelly and Clara if they want to help us.
Yes, but it's still going to be helpful for them to watch the video that we just did because it's all done already, right? There's no way they can see the process unfold without watching it for next time, right? Because they don't need to do this work that we just did. The work is done,
Yeah, for this one at least, yes.
Yeah, for this one. Cool. All right, well, I'm really glad that we got this done, though, because it's super duper important. So now we just need to finish going through this, and then it'll be totally done. Yeah. I think this is actually considered interest income.
Okay.
It's only a penny.
Okay, Jay.
All right, good work. I'm going to go do some errands.
Right now.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, okay? Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. You too.
Ciao.
Bye bye.